Hey guys, welcome to Modern Education. So today I'll be teaching you the different types of transport taking place in a cell as well as the types of solutions in the chapter cell, right? So first, to understand solutions better, the different types of solutions, we need to understand what is the transport. So transport can basically be classified into two types, active transport and passive transport. Active transport are those types of transport taking place in a cell which requires energy. That's simple to understand, right? So active transport requires energy while passive transport does not require any energy. You can say it's from like nature. So this is of free, right? It does not require energy while active transport requires energy. Now let's discuss about active transport. Now as you see here, active transport again can be classified into two types. One is endocytosis, other one is exocytosis. So endocytosis, it is the ingestion of particles by an organism. Like you can say amoeba with its pseudopodia engulfing an food particle, right? This process, engulfing a food particle, is known as endocytosis. While exocytosis is complete opposite to it. As we saw for active and passive, as if endocytosis is taking in a food particle, then exocytosis would be throwing it off, or you can say cell vomiting, right? Cell vomiting. So exocytosis is the other name, like you can say cell vomiting, while endocytosis, it is the ingestion of particles by an organism. Now endocytosis again can be classified into two simple types. So one is phagocytosis, right? Phagocytosis. So the other one is pinocytosis. Pinocytosis. So phagocytosis means endocytosis, taking endocytosis of a solid particle, right? Remember it? Solid particle. It means that the particle which it is engulfing it should be a solid. This process can easily be termed as phagocytosis, while pinocytosis is of liquid particle. Liquid particle. So the particle which it is engulfing it, if it is a liquid, you can term it as pinocytosis. So endocytosis there will be of two types. One is phagocytosis and the other one is pinocytosis. Where phagocytosis means engulfing of a solid particle, where pinocytosis means engulfing of a liquid particle. So these two types, phagocytosis as well as pinocytosis, comes under endocytosis. And if you see for exocytosis, there is nothing else more. It is just the cell vomiting, throwing out of the things. So when, if you see for amoeba, it takes in the food particle, with its lysosome it absorbs everything, and again when it releases, that process is known as exocytosis. Now let's discuss about passive transport. Now moving on to the types of passive transport. So passive transport, there can be of two types. As we've seen that passive transport means it requires no energy. One type is diffusion. So I'm sure that you heard about diffusion. So let me just explain even if you don't know. So diffusion, you can say the movement of particles from higher concentration area to a lower concentration area, or you can write the definition as the spontaneous intermixing, right? Spontaneous intermixing of particles, right? So the other definition for diffusion is the spontaneous intermixing of particles. It means that spontaneous intermixing of two or more particles. Now here spontaneous means that on its own. On its own. Spontaneous means on its own, right? So this itself, the intermixing of two or more particles, right? It is known as diffusion, or you can say the movement of air particles from a higher concentration area to a lower concentration area. So just take a spray bottle for example, and if you spray it in a room, right, at that particular place you would have the solute, which, let's take the spray bottle, you'll have a higher concentration near that place. But if you sit anywhere in that room, I'm sure that you'll get the smell of it, right? How? This is because the process of diffusion. So let this be the higher concentration, and this these all remaining area would be the lower concentration. So the particles moving from higher concentration to lower concentration, thus spreading the smell in all directions equally, right? So this whole thing, the smell would be spreaded to the whole room. Therefore, wherever you sit, you would get the smell. If there was no diffusion, it would be impossible, right? This only occurs because of diffusion. Remember it, right? Okay. So I'm sure you understood diffusion very well, and I'm given enough examples. Let's move on to the next type. So these two types, and diffusion, remember that it does not require energy. That's why it can be in passive transport. Remember, passive transport. These are the types of passive transport. The next type of passive transport. To understand the solutions, the different types of solutions, we must understand this very well. So listen carefully. So the next type is osmosis. So same as diffusion, osmosis is the movement of water particles. Movement of water particles. Right? So not only movement of water particles, movement of water particles from higher concentration to lower concentration, similar to diffusion, and it requires a semi-permeable membrane. Semi-permeable membrane. So while discussing the cell chapter, I've already told you what is semi-permeable membrane. Let me just explain you once again. So semi-permeable membrane means the membrane which does not allow all the things, right? It allows only selected items, selected particles. But if it's a permeable, freely permeable membrane, it allows anything. But this thing, osmosis, will occur only with a semi-permeable membrane. So the movement of water particles must go through a semi-permeable membrane. Okay? So this is osmosis. Now there will be two types of osmosis. One is endosmosis. And the other one is exosmosis. Now, so endosmosis, it occurs. Okay, let me just explain you what is endosmosis. So think of a cell like this. Okay, this is a cell, and it is placed in a solution. Now, if it is endosmosis, according to osmosis, what is the definition? Movement of water particles from higher concentration to lower concentration. But if you take for endosmosis, it would be, if this is the solution, right? The water particles moving from the cell, right? Sorry, moving from the surroundings. So let's say there will be a higher concentration of water particles. What I'm drawing is water particles, right? Of higher concentration of water particles outside the cell, and these and there will be less inside the cell, right? So if there is higher outside, it would move from higher concentration to lower concentration. So it would move inside the cell. Let me say like this, H2O. Okay, it would move inside the cell, and this we told that it requires a semi-permeable membrane. Here the plasma membrane. Plasma membrane refers to the semi-permeable membrane, right? So plasma membrane here refers to semi-permeable membrane, and this is the movement of particles in the cell. So if the movement of particles from outside the cell moving towards inside the cell, it is endosmosis. Similarly, opposite, water particles, if it has a higher concentration inside the cell and if it moves out to the surroundings, it is known as exosmosis, right? Now let's move on to the different types of solutions. So if you understand endosmosis and exosmosis very clearly, you can understand it very clearly. Right. So let's see the different types of solutions. Right? Different types of solutions. So solutions can be classified into three types again. First one, hypotonic solution. Hypotonic solution. So what is hypotonic solution? If the concentration of the solution, right, the concentration of the solute, is low, right? If the concentration of the solute in this hypotonic solution, in any solution, if the concentration of the solute is low, then it can be known as hypotonic solution. So if the concentration of solute is low, let's say the solute can be salt, sugar, anything. If this is low, then the water content should be high. Am I right? So the concentration of water, H2O, is high. Am I right? If one thing is low comparatively, then the other one would be high, right? So this I'm talking relative to the surroundings. So let's say this is the cell and this is the surroundings. So the concentration of H2O is high here. So let's say this whole thing is high, right? Now then the inside the cell, the content inside the cell, the concentration of water inside the cell would be low. Thus, according to the osmosis, the movement of higher concentration water molecules to lower concentration is known as osmosis. So these all water particles will move inside the cell. So it will move inside the cell, thus making the cell turgid. If it is a plant cell, it will be turgid because it has cell wall, right? Turgid in plant cell. Otherwise, if it was an animal cell, it would just swell up and blast up, right? Because more and more water would go inside the cell, thus making it very big, enlarged, and it just blasts off. So there will be an excess of water. And as we discussed, the types of osmosis, if this movement goes from the surroundings to inside the cell, it would be termed as endosmosis. So endosmosis can only occur in hypotonic solution. Remember that? Endosmosis can only occur in hypotonic solution. Remember. But if you see of exosmosis, I'll teach you that solution now. So this is the first type of solution. I'm sure you have understood it clearly. So remember that in hypotonic solution, the cell becomes turgid in plant cell. So it becomes big, extended. If animal cell, it becomes very big and it just blasts off. Okay. So let's move on to the next type of solution. Second type of solution, which is isotonic solution. Isotonic solution. I'll just write it as isotonic solution, right? Isotonic. So isotonic solution is very easy. It's not even hypotonic. It's not even hypertonic. It is normal. It's just a normal solution. And if we discuss about hypotonic solution, right? So we'll just write here those keywords. So hypotonic solution, hypotonic. It can also be known as diluted. Because the solute concentration is low, so it can also be known as diluted solution. Diluted solution. Right? Hypotonic solution also can be known as diluted solution. Now let's discuss about isotonic solution. Isotonic solution means just think of a cell again. The solute concentration is normal in the solution, so the water concentration also will be equal comparative to the concentration of water inside the cell. So let's say here there is some concentration of water, let's say 50%, then in the surroundings also, in the solution also there will be 50%. So the water particles will move in and from the cell again they'll move out, thus making it normal size, right? It won't blast, it won't shrunk, nothing will happen, right? It won't swell, it won't shrunk, nothing will happen. It will be normal, the same size. It will move in, it will move out, right? So, let's discuss the third type of solution. Hypertonic solution. Hypertonic solution. So what is hypertonic solution? This is hypertonic, and before which we discussed the first one is hypotonic. So this is completely opposite to the hypotonic solution. So this hypertonic, let's write it here. Hypertonic. This is a concentrated solution. Concentrated solution. So this is a diluted solution, and hypotonic is concentrated solution. So the solute concentration, the concentration of solute is high. So the concentration of water would be of H2O is low. So if the let's say this is again the cell and this whole thing is the solution, right? So this concentration of the H2O is low. So there will be low concentration, and the cell would have high concentration of H2O. So the H2O molecules inside the cell will go to the outside the cell. Again, this process which we have discussed is known as exosmosis. Exosmosis. So exosmosis can only occur in hypertonic solution, where the solution concentration, the solute concentration is very high, or you can say this is a concentrated solution. So this is also, this process is known as exosmosis, and the solution which has low concentration of H2O and high concentration of solute is known as the hypertonic solution. So I'm sure guys you have understood all the types of solution, as well as what is diffusion, osmosis, and the types of transport very well. So I want you to practice this very well, so because this is a very useful topic in cell. So if you do like our video, please do subscribe and hit on the bell icon for latest notifications. So thank you for watching our video. Goodbye.